man, she really is. No! Blue smoke. That's... Oh man, she really did die. Wait, he said the yellow suitcase stink. No, wait, is Yeongnim's body in that? Oh, it is Yeongnim. Ha, you're going to jail. Forget about your presidential campaign. Finally, they got him. After 7 years, too. I hope you guys enjoy my little reaction at the beginning of this review. Please let me know if you guys like it, or if you don't. If you don't, I'll stop it. If you do, I'll continue on doing it. Now, at the beginning of this episode, we pretty much see the same scene from the last episode. Motak and Jeong Yeong are going to meet up. They're at the parking lot. Then Motak finds Jeong Yeong dead in her car. Now, I don't know if this means anything, but when Motak arrived at the parking lot and he tries to call her, there's a guy walking behind him, and he's pretty much the only person there other than Jeong Yeong and Motak. So I don't know if they want to add like another background thing, or maybe the director was trying to give us a hint, hey, the killer is right there, right behind Motak. Now, right after he finds out, he rushes to the hospital, he's crying, he's pleading for help. And then, while the doctor was trying to revive her, we see a blue smoke coming out of the door, and oh man. Yeah, like I didn't watch the trailer for this episode yesterday because I didn't want anything to be ruined. Yeah, she died. Man, that's just when he got his memories back, bam, they take her out. Oh, and then also later on, the counters figured out why they went after her, because she was investigating the case, and of course the bad guys knew that she knew too much, so they took her out. But also, Motak, he actually saw Jeong Yeong's last memory, and what he saw was the watch. And it's a watch that you would give to a police officer for being in the force for 20 years. Now, we don't know anyone else who has been in the force for 20 years other than the chief. And it makes sense that it is the chief. I mean, he is also part of, with the Taishan group and whatnot. He has connections. His name was also part of the number, I think. And also, I'm pretty sure, even though they didn't show it in this episode, I'm pretty sure that the chief had some talks with Hangyu while he was being interrogated by Jeong Yeong, and they probably had a plan, and then now she's dead. Oh wait, I do have one prediction though. I think Motak might sacrifice himself. I mean, as of right now, he remembers everything. And he's not with the girl he loves. So maybe he might sacrifice himself so he can be with Jeong Yeong. Is that too obvious? I kind of thought that Motak was gonna go all crazy revenge, like, man, I'm gonna kill these guys for killing my girl. I'm kind of glad he didn't, because if they showed that, then we'll pretty much be seeing the same thing like we saw with Somun. So I'm glad he didn't go that route. But yeah, I kind of thought he was gonna go mad, crazy revenge on them. Well, I mean, in a way, he kind of did, but in a more non-killing kind of mode, Because this entire episode was pretty much their plan, setting into action, and pretty much breaking up the Taishan group and the mayor. So the first thing they did was trying to figure out a way to break them up. And the first thing we saw was Jang-mul meeting up with the mayor, having talks about the campaign, and then he convinced the mayor to put up 5 billion. And if he does, Jang-mul will put up 5 billion. And come to find out, 5 billion was pretty much the entire money that they had. The next part of the plan was to take the money. So the counters, they pretty much spied on where the group got the money. They went to, I forgot how many banks they said. I think they said 12 banks or something like that. 7, 12. It doesn't matter. But they went to so many banks, they closed all of the accounts. And then when they were in the parking garage, yo, that was hilarious. Just flatten out their tire, having them call a person who replaces car tires. Come to find out it was Motak, basically disguising himself as one. and just doing all this funny stuff. And at the same time, they're just stealing the money. They're trying to hurry up, even though they almost got caught. Almost. But then, bam, they got it. They got the money. And yeah, that was it. And then right after they got the money, they overheard a conversation about the yellow suitcase in the reservoir, which in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, so they didn't find that when they were there? Like, didn't they had like the environmental team go there and they didn't find anything? Which is weird, but anyway, yeah, they found a yellow suitcase, but then Changgyu, he was like, this stinks. How long am I going to keep this thing? I'm like, this stinks. I'm like, no. And eventually I was right. Yeongnim is in that yellow suitcase. Like, we knew that she was buried in the reservoir, but what was weird was they didn't find her body there. But her body was in a yellow suitcase for 7 years. Damn, that's crazy. Right after they found out that Yeongnim was in that suitcase, they didn't even know what to do. They didn't even want to bring it to the police station in their own city, and I don't blame them. We got some dirty ass cops. But instead, they brought it to a different police station, and there was a cop there that Motak trusts, and they just brought him every evidence they had, including the DNA from the teacup of the mayor, Hangyu, and Taeshin. And it matches the DNA on Yeongnim's body. Bam! Their ass is going to jail, so the mayor, well now the former mayor, can kiss his presidential campaign goodbye. Oh, but then towards the last scene, what was weird was that I kind of thought the mayor was gonna have the last word, because he said that, oh, how are your parents doing? I see that you guys are doing well. I'm relieved. I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? But then Somun was like, we're not done here. I'm gonna make you pay for everything that you've done. So yeah, it's pretty obvious that their story is not ending. Well, as of right now, because I mean, we got 4 episodes left. And also, they have to deal with Chongshin. And right now, Chongshin is dealing with his BS. I mean, his team is almost kind of like falling apart. I mean, he has a crazy lady and a guy who is always hungry. So, I mean, yeah. So, this whole episode was really exciting. They finally solved the Yeongnim's case. They finally got the suspects in jail. And this whole episode was pretty much their plan setting in action. And I love that. I love that Somun was there for Motak because he knows how it feels to lose a loved one. I love how Motak did not go in the route that Somun went, in that revenge killing type of feeling. And yeah, this episode was not boring at all. Even though it didn't have as much action as the last episode, but it was still exciting. Anyway, if you guys like my review, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. See ya.